If you want to reach 2000 ELO, then you need to stop guessing tactics and start solving them like this. Let's begin. In the video, we'll be solving high level tactics like a 2000 plus ELO player does. But what's the actual difference? Well, have a look at this position. We will solve it in a way which will actually help you improve at chess. White has just played the move king to g4. Our knight is being attacked. The queens are facing each other. Most players here will instantly think about, okay, what about queen takes? Because the queens are looking at each other, right? But that's the wrong approach because after bishop takes, they'll get confused and they'll give up. So, what should you actually do? I'm sure most of you know about the CCA method, checks, captures, and attacks. Yes, it works at all levels. Let's look at pawn to h5 first. That can't be right because the king will take, and then if we check here, the king will move back. There's no checkmate. So this must be wrong. You shouldn't do that. Instead of assuming that after this capture the queen has to give a check is incorrect. Instead, from that position, ask yourself checks, captures, attacks. Then you will find the move pawn to g5, which results in a checkmate pretty soon. Just like that. This was our warm up puzzle. Let's move on. Have a look at this position now. I want you to pause the video here, use the checks, captures, and attacks method, and find the solution. Let's see now. Remember, even when you are a little bit confused about the position, quickly see who has more material and evaluate the position so that you gain clarity. Material wise, it seems like black is one pawn up, everything else is equal. Let's move on to checks, captures, and attacks. The most obvious check here is bishop takes h7. So let's calculate. The king will capture back, and then let's see what we can do. What if we check the king? Well, then the king simply moves back, right? Wait, the king won't move back. We also have to think about our opponent's best moves. Black will play bishop to f5, kicking our queen away. Let's look at something else. Bishop takes, king takes. Since this queen is undefended, how about we pin this bishop to the queen like this? But then we also need to think what our opponent will play. You will get better at this with practice. Look at this move, rook to f5, targeting this weak f2 pawn, which will lead to the loss of this pawn. We can pin with this rook, and now the f2 pawn is protected. Let me show you on the board. Okay, so even if you were confused, you won't find any issues understanding. This pins the bishop and puts black in an uncomfortable situation. This puzzle right here is a real test of your calculation level. All right, here, since this position looks slightly confusing with this battery which is about to checkmate us potentially, let's quickly see who has more material. Okay, two minor pieces, two rooks and a queen for each side. White is a few pawns up. At some point of solving tactics, when you see really hard ones, just using CCA isn't actually enough. You have to take time and go deeper, which introduces us to the topic of tactical motifs. Now, an example of a tactical motif is this bishop is pointing towards the queen, and these pieces are forming a battery which could potentially threaten our king. Those are two examples. I don't see any sensible checks here. There are no checks at all. Then let's look at captures. Bishop takes knight will lead to checkmate. Do you remember this motif we observed? How about we capture this knight? The reason is that it is a discovered attack which threatens the white queen. White went on to capture. From here, we won't be making any moves. Let's think in our mind. Pause the video and think. How will black win? Let's calculate together. If we take with the rook, then it's just checkmate. So how about we try to guard this square from checkmate with knight to f6. This is the power of forcing moves. Since there's no checkmate and the queen is attacked, white cannot capture the rook right now. Now, knight g7. This next move will teach us another important lesson, which is don't complicate things. The best move here is knight takes queen and then give a check, after which king g2 and you win this knight. You are up this bishop for a few of white's pawns. Ultimately, you'll win the game. Alright, this position may look easy to solve. In a game, you can't move around pieces and try out different moves. So from here, you need to try to calculate the winning sequence for black. Let's see. First move which comes to mind is this check using CCA, very obvious. Now is where we get challenged. Now most players will see this and give a check. Rook g1 must be the winning move, right? Wrong. What will you do after king to h3? What's your plan? You're getting checkmated next move three different ways. You can't stop that. So, what's the actual best move? Using checks captures attacks, let's see. Rook to f2. What do you think about that? The rook is gone. Okay, that must be a bad move. It's not a bad move. Calculate the whole variation before deciding whether it's good or bad. This is the correct move. I want you to find the checkmate, which is coming in a few moves. The move is queen to d2. After the king moves, rook g1. But then the king will go here. What's next? Yes, it's queen to g2. And after the king moves forward, queen captures, and it's checkmate. As you improve at chess, you have to be able to see this sequence from this position itself. Trust me, when you practice and you give time to studying tactics instead of playing random games without analyzing, you'll be able to do this in a few seconds. So keep practicing, train to win, bye.